It's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of these responsibilities seems to have enhanced my reading efficiency.
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams drew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies.
Precisely. As I remember, you and Phainon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams were as unreasonable as the man himself.
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. And to be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares.
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaya, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this?
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the flame chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be at odds. While you were studying there, I assume you must have heard of his nickname.
Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. To remain true to his principles, he is unafraid to stand opposed to the world, and that requires considerable resolve. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods.
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him.
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the cool flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make the right decision.
Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion another time. But now, let's greet our guest. You're here. Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial? It seems that this sacred beast is just as indispensable, given their intricate ties to the Titan.
Memmy mem, memmy mem 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 mem, memmy mem memmy mem.
Surrendering the cool flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. You will inherit Orynyx's divinity and bear the time of Amphoreus, all on your own. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours, never to be separated again, until the end of Genesis. On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. Yet, for that very reason, I do not wish to pressure you. It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations. There are still many priests of Yanissopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option, I'll try to find someone worthy among them.
Hero.
It looks like you know that Titan rather well. Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. Trinem will call for you when the ceremony is ready. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Akima. Merely when the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. It's about time that we lift the taboo and discuss things openly.
Miss, may everything go well for you and Mem. It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trianne had gifted to me. Tracing back, this anthology was something left for Lady Trianne by a bard before their passing. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, Lady Trianne gave this book to me since she knew how much I liked to read. No, it's just an ordinary book. It's definitely not some kind of unique copy. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, a dragon corrupted by the black tide descended one day, swooping upon the city like death itself. It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down the evil dragon, the warriors discovered that the princess's life had already met its end. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths with her elegant handwriting. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before. It was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive. That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human nature to try and leave records of things. Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photo stone out of courtesy. Despite having visited many cities in Amphoreus, I still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity, forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now, I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain Orynyx's blessing.
I'd love to go in and take a look.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. This is something that the both of you should probably know. Good news? I wouldn't call it that. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphoreus, made up of different city representatives. They hold legislative power over the Holy City, and are in charge of presiding over the Citizens' Assembly held once every few years. This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential, and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey. Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaia should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should continue. That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the Chrysos heirs, and hope that we can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the opposition have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglaia that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner, but this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation. I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa. Aglaia will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, it's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will affect him. He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the Golden Thread and protect himself. Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. However, he has taught many Chrysos heirs, and has long been considered an important ally of Akima. As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaia and try to buy more time for him. Then, the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for. Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Orynyx will show more benevolence and be more accommodating. I remember that they seemed quite fond of you back in the Abyss. Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
Mem nervous. Mem nervous, mem.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphoreus, please, step forward.
Little Grey and Mem, thank you. Your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness and courage. Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity, Trailblazer. The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates. The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great Vale of Evernight, Orynyx. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysosaurs, a traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred beast that invokes miracles. Mem. Both of you, please, come forward. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, Pillars of the World, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please, focus. And surrender the core flame. Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting for a long time.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. The last time I heard this, things didn't turn out that well.
Don't worry, Aglaya. She's tougher than I am, right?
Traveler from beyond the sky, let us pray that the Titan acknowledges your worthiness.
Although she loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, her determination is as strong as the Chrysos heirs. She will definitely succeed. While she's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
Speak. I'm listening.
Slap, slap! Wake up! How is it? How do you feel? Right? I think that it's amazing, too! Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I have such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titan are becoming clearer.
Mother, it hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation?
Or next. Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black cloak robbed them of their core flame, they have been relegated to waiting in isolation. We are going to help alleviate their pain, right?
Memories. Broken. Mother. Where?
Mother? Who are they calling out for?
It's you. I remember you. Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you.
Listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphoreus. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Orynyx. From today onwards, Someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now.
You have potential, strength, willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you lack something, just one thing.
Lacking something. What is it?
What you lack is a future.
Future?
Traveler from the sky, you should have dissipated already. The gaze from Sky Father stabilized your form. Because from the moment you crossed the sky, your life was cast away. Right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What? How is that possible?
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority of time if the pillar is lost. The laws of time will collapse. Amphoreus will succumb to eternal disorder. Never compromises, never bears grudges, never forgives, never makes a choice. Child of humanity, Titans, Mother, Sky Father, time restrains everything that exists in this world.
Orynyx's divinity is dissipating? Is the trunk?
Strider of remembrance, my strength, I shall entrust to you the fate of the world. If you wish to, save it. Go and find your future that has been stolen. Even if that means you'll have to cheat death. You'll have to challenge that. Hand of shadow, clasped with unyielding fingers.
Hey, are you alright? I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is the titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her. Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysos heirs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Miss, I'm right here. Please stay there and slowly turn around. Please pardon me. Just as I expected. I cannot feel anything. Back at the grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. Miss, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope that you can forgive me. I'm just thinking, if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it has gone to.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, Miss, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase the area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result might be different this time. I have never touched the living in this way before. If my actions are in any way disrespectful, I hope that you can forgive me. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently roaming someplace and cannot find a way to escape. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues. Just a few more. I need more guidance. The connection has been severed. With my strength, I'm not able to trace it. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, miss. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos, bring back their core flame, and personally return to you the life that you have lost too soon. I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphoreus needs you. Lady Aglaia and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Although, I don't actually know whether your current situation can be described as well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this can help tide you through this difficult period.
More species are disappearing.
They're here.
Partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel? That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courtyard. Amazing.
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, that Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that. Two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima at the same time.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Many have had this idea, but so far there have been no results. If it were nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death, it would be her. I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphoreus, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death. It is my duty. We too require you to bear the divine position of time. But before that, just...
What's wrong, Aglaia?
Omens always come in pairs. A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to this.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in Amphoreus are we?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading downstream toward the Netherrealm?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it deep within the tides, beyond the closed gates of the void world. A voice about to recount something.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency? Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15 more entry hours.
15 days and nights.
What is it? Are you finally starting to become attached to the mortal world now?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will?
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting so recklessly, do you not care about what might happen to him?
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also a lesson for Finan.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Inexagoras. It's been a while, Lord Inexagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima, and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
By carefully into Lantern above, I have come as a testament to the justice of the Council of Elders.
There are Antikytherans here? They have been a rare sight ever since the Chrysos War.
I extend to you my utmost respect, revere, Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall—
May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure?
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally. She's been waiting. Follow me. Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawncloud. For the Titans, does the falling equate to death?
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time is on our side.
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process, an action. Whereas death signifies a static. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death.
Ah, an intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained—
Perhaps the gods, in their arrogance, deemed it beneath them to reveal their perspectives to mortals.
Could you elaborate on your statement?
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire—
Oh.
That very well could be true, but what if the world bearing—
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphoreus are nothing more than pitiful.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruit, because I completely concur with you on this aspect. Please, Professor.
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawncloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane. Only esteemed beings grace this place. And among them, I've received priest, scholars, warriors.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait for a moment. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to emphasize that.
As you wish. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease.
Be aware. I can hear you.
Make sure you keep it safe.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems. Anaxagoras.
As Kephales's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respect?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretic, let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you, as I see it, a dead Titan, can't provide you with this level of confidence.
You? Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is...
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that Kindness is indeed quite sincere toward...
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course, as a believer of the God of deliverance.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave.
Professor Anaxa! Oh, Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly...
You could say it's the fates toying with it.
It's only the Cremnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. So, are you here to report the incident to the council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akama would be next in line, even with the demigod of strife standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the...
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the calamity. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akama, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might...
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for...
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet.
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling.
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be that perhaps you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours, just because you feel like death is fast approaching?
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you... I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed!
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawn-Cloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old, 2 years old. Oh my! Even a member of the preeminent Seven Sages must hug his Dromastal to sleep? How interesting.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in...
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This... Could this be the inception of your research into alchemy?
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of Thelesis' theory as well.
person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that, since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you...
I did it, teacher!
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Seas.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time.
Oh, let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then.
I wish to continue Thalesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
Who would have thought such a secret? However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret.
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately. Even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may...
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom?
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the great...
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical question.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflection. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council.
It's finally time.
Carefully. The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, There are many people who hold grudges against that Lady Goldweaver.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet,
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the den.
Lord Anaxagoras, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as... And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more... Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will... As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option? Well, to that, I can only say this. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation...
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have...
Welcome back to the hub of the demigod. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet that this tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most... May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise.
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero who dared to stand up.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of...
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the...
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will...
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. You're well aware how valuable Circe's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just...
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more?
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are... Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the...
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, the Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya. And it's evident that the Academy wields considerable influence. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course, this also means that I will hold a crucial vote at the city.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akama that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnest...
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Count...
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatch. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Goldweaver, is...
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more... If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Cut?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after,
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn I didn't bring it up with her, purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against... Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
go on ahead. Take this Iannis shortcut, and the long...
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to...
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink of destruction.
I want to make something with it. But what to make?
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about it. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphoreus gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Who is that? Cersei's? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I've heard this name somewhere.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Cersei's. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you? Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
Can you keep going?
Of course. And just... if I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphoreus does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso? She's one of the Seven Sages. No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the seven. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes? They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? We're here, finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise. Not very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso. Are you both here to visit Chaos, too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes, I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important, because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree. Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree, because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god, nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphoreus is none other than Aquila themselves. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just, I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side. Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no... Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard?
trouble than I could have asked for. Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. We can do it. You just don't worry. As you wish. Move here. Embrace a new life.
It's coming.
The black tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphoreus. So, anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways. Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting. Sure, go ahead. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, as the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance. Nearly everyone in Amphoreus has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their watch. Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's... Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. That's what I'd like to know. What are the... I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other
Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. What? In here. I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that. Why else would they call him the great performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphoreus? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn. They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations? Anaxa said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer. So you claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it? Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted one by one. Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, "Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?" It was only after a brief silence that he answered, "I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs." Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones. It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research with the grove in the state. I'm sure Nexa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. This is the place, but where materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab, they're... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact. What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me? It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases. Now, it seems Anax's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings. Danny, look at this. My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on... Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this... do you remember? When the black tide was approaching, the Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place. That's right. But what if Professor Anax's fusion with the core flame of reason? Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done? Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe the manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on.
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we have already realized that we live in a world where titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than...
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say, and every move but above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my...
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare... Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truth.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, if I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is... How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any...
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also...
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life.
I see. In that case, let the...
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are mere... The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Professor, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no... The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts.
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. If I'm reborn as Kephali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Hung. Anaxa, my...
Kephali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the council...
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his trick.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. But till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they!
Oh, wow. These people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing...
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting
That's...
Looks like you can...
We should get back. Thank you.
By Catholy into Lenten above, as the Theoros, I have
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but...
What?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long, that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I think this has come a lot sooner than I expected. But... perhaps...
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a...
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, Let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphoreus was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared